大一下，焦距要给它调一下。Can you stay here?
Okay, so let's get started. So I do see a question right now. So, are you doing a full Terminator life size in the near future? And the answer to that right now is it's not confirmed 100%, but it's something we can look into. So we had a quick live stream yesterday, well, not so quick. So today we're going to have another look at the Arnold bust. So we have the genuine leather jacket, which some people mentioned about the strings, which we can look at. The genuine leather jacket has some distressing, some battle damage to it. Same with the t-shirt, ripped and torn. So the chest itself is actually made of silicone, and beneath that we have the polystone with a chrome effect, and the head as well. So this is our softest silicone, a lot more flexible than previous. This is high quality medical grade silicone, platinum silicone. Then we've got the individual rooted hair. Also comes with an ammo belt, and the ammo is made of polystone as well. So these are not real grenades, as the question was yesterday. And then the ammo belt can be added or removed if you like. Some people say can't hear me. So if you can't hear me, just comment below and we'll take a look at that. Okay. So also included with the bust is the thumbs up, which is an extra piece, an add-on. It doesn't swap out with the hand just yet. And then we've got the grenade launcher, and the bust itself is mechanical. I don't know if we've turned the power on. So let's take a look. Yep. So it seems like there's a slight delay. So if you have any questions, let us know in the comments. As you can see, this is a mechanical bust or animatronic, depending on the terminology that you use. So this bust itself should last for around 50,000 hours. And the mechanical movement is left to right, and after 10 minutes it will stop, and that's when it has to be restarted. This is to preserve the longevity of the bust itself. If you have any questions, let us know. So the thumbs up at the moment is a plug-in, so there will be a plug on the back. We'll look into other options for that, whether it's USB. At the moment it's a plug-in, no batteries. So the design of the base is similar to the original base from around 2018, 2019. We've gone for a movie-inspired base. We've taken some lessons from the bust from around 2018, 2019, and we have removed some of the more fragile parts. It's different to the 2023 bust. The 2023 bust, we had the Arnold on the front and then the Arnold on the back. So this one we've gone for a more simple design. Okay, if you are watching this, share it with your friends, get them to watch as well, taking the time out to answer any questions that you have. Thanks for the support. 1 AM, yeah, thanks a lot. Also does come with the sunglasses. There are no sound effects in this bust, unfortunately. That would require extra licensing. It would be awesome if we could get it to say some lines, but we had some difficulty with that, so we've just gone for the straight up mechanical bust for this one. Yeah, so this is available with the T-1000, not as a bundle, but the T-1000 should be closing on pre-order soon. So if you are interested, you could get both together. We know it's a considerable investment, but these are probably the last two busts we will make for Terminator now. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you've got anyone else that you know that might be interested, share the stream with them, and then they can ask some questions about the bust. So when you press the stop button, it will return to front facing. So it won't just stop anywhere, it will always return to a starting position. At the moment we don't have a static version of the bust, we only have the animatronic mechanical bust. The static version we've seen some requests for, and we will look into that. Casual nerd problems, yep, this is probably our most realistic or close to the actor likeness we have. I think all the others were pretty good and pretty solid, but this one's pretty close. If you have any more questions, now is the time to ask. This is the perfect time to ask questions. Doesn't have to be just about the Terminator, could be anything while we're here. But of course today we're here to display the T-800 and show more detail. So the thumbs up itself also has some battle damage and also lights up. We haven't turned on the lighting feature today. It's quite light outside. Yes, last night was good. This morning's a little bit early to get up, but we're all good. The life expectation on the silicone is very difficult to put a time frame on it. We expect over 20 years. Generally, silicone over time will just get firmer, so it will still look very similar to how it was first made, but it will get firmer, it won't be as soft. We made our first silicone bust in 2018, which was 7 coming up 8 years now, and they're still in great condition. So we expect the silicone to last 20, 30 years plus. And again, doesn't really degrade too much, just gets a bit firmer. Yeah, so this is not an entirely new sculpt, but it's close to an entirely new sculpt. So what they've done is they've looked at the original sculpt on the bust from a few years ago, and they've just reworked it. For these older movies, we don't really have any 3D files. So a lot of it is just watching the movie, looking at stills, and then hand sculpting that way using ZBrush or ZBrush. So this is a new sculpt to improve the likeness, basically. So it's not something that was just done overnight. It's taken quite a long time actually, and a lot of R&D. The likelihood of a 1-to-1 T-800 could depend on the sales of this one. The more people we know that are fans and interested in the Terminator franchise, the more we can invest into it with confidence. Sarah Connor, no plans as of yet. We'll see how things go. Bounce, the everyday collector. Also, fans of Terminator, we will have a T-800 6-scale figure from Terminator 1. We're hoping to reveal more updates in the coming days and weeks. We also showed the 1/6 endoskeleton at Wonder Festival. No T2 in 1/6 scale. Unfortunately, the license wasn't available. We will be looking at other scales as well. Perhaps 1/12. That's to be determined. But the Terminator franchise is one of our favourite movies, so the more we can work on, the happier we'll be. We just need your support, and that gives us the confidence to invest in the license. So this one should weigh more than the original because the internal mechanics will add a lot to the bust. It will come in quite a large flight case. I think under this is the flight case. So we can expect shipping to be a little bit more expensive, but we'll work with our partners to ship in the most economical way as possible. And then for repairs and warranty, the question hasn't come up just yet, but for repairs, if there is any issue with the mechanism, the back will open up and the repair team can go in, take out the motor and repair from the back. We will have a video coming soon to show how that can work. So if you are worried about the mechanism, it's nothing to worry about. We've worked on this project for coming up to 3 years now, so we're very confident that this is the highest quality. If influencers could get a sample of this bust, it would be awesome, but unfortunately not. I'd like to be on the top of that list, but unfortunately we can't do it with busts. Maybe with the 1/12 figures we can if we do those later down the line, or maybe 1/6. Yeah, speak to Brian from Moducase, see if he can design a bespoke version. I think it'd be awesome if we could do like a Terminator display case. Yeah, this could be but it probably is one of a kind. I don't think there are many animatronic busts out there like this. I did see a Baby Yoda a few years ago at SDCC, but we haven't seen too many busts like this on the market. So this could be a first, and we'll see how it goes for other licenses. But we think that the Terminator, if you're gonna do animatronics or mechanics, the Terminator is the one to do it with. So that's why we've gone for this bust. If you have any more questions, drop them in the comments. Okay, 15K for the Baby Yoda, so I think comparatively this one's a steal. So if you are considering the T-800 animatronic, if Casual Nerd Problems is correct, this one is more value for money. Awesome. Yeah, you might need a new display for this if you do get it in your collection. So the light can turn on and off, and you can display with the eyes lit up and not. The animatronics is quite new. It's something that we're looking into. There could be more things to do with AI in the future. We're looking into pushing the boundaries of what's possible with collectibles. A Dutch would be amazing. Unfortunately, it's a little bit harder to get the Predator, the Alien licenses since Fox was bought out. So we're looking into it. Yeah, for animatronics, really, it's not a new technology. It's just not been done at mass in the collectibles industry very often. So we are trying to make it more accessible, and it is relatively new to the market. So as we get better at it, the cost should come down usually. We'll see how that goes. John Spartan, that's from, I've forgotten the name of the movie now. That would be awesome. And Stallone bust would be cool. Demolition Man, I think. There is a chance we could do an armoured version of Batflex Batman in 1.6. Yes, there is a chance of that. A Ripley would be cool as well. Again, the licensing's a challenge for Alien. Yeah, Demolition Man seems to be coming true. If you watch that movie back again, it seems like I don't know if they're predictions, but a lot of those things are happening, especially in the UK right now. So maybe now is the time to do a Demolition Man bust, or statue, or even figure. Could look into that. If you're interested in Demolition Man collectibles, let us know. I think it'd be awesome personally. Okay, and we can also show that the thumbs up can light up. So we've got the molten lava effect below the wrist. Okay, thanks, Mitchell. Yeah, the UK's, let's not get into politics, but yeah, it seems a little bit like Demolition Man these days. No showcase. We will be attending Singapore Comic Con next week, and there'll be another chance to see more of our collectibles there. We did a little bit of a tour around the office earlier. For new pieces, we'll definitely have some sort of announcement at the end of Q1 next year to see which direction we'll take. But as it stands, the Terminator is probably one of the last pre-orders of the year for Queen Studios. We'll see. Dutch from Predator, I think a few people asked about that now. Dutch, it's not possible at the moment, but it would be cool to do. So if there's any part of the bust you want to see up close, write in the comments and we can have some more close-ups and different looks, different angles. This is something unique that we can do with a live stream that you can't do with other types of content. So any questions or anything you want to see up close, just write down in the comments. Yeah, the controlling where the head stops, there is a reason why. I'll look into that, but I think generally it returns to the same position. I think it's probably to do with the longevity of the bust itself. We do have the Hulk in 1/3 scale, which is more, what's the terminology? It's more articulated, and we can look at that for other collectibles later down the line. The eyes moving and blinking would be a challenge, just because the more mechanical parts you have, the more things can go wrong. So we've gone for simple movements on this one. So we'll take a look at the eyes and then also give you a closer look at the battle damage when we can. Yeah, so the light up eye in the other eye, we'll ask about that. It would make more sense. We can double check on that. It wouldn't be too difficult to do. On the back of the jacket, I didn't check there. Not many people see the back of the jacket. There are holes and battle damage on the front. Hopefully this angle you can see the flesh in more detail. So the first Terminator, maybe, it depends what collectors want. A few people, or a few comments we saw was not another Terminator bust. However, our first battle damage Terminator bust was in 2018, 2019. We decided to do a clean version in 2023, and at that time we were developing this version as well, but it wasn't quite ready. And the reason why we've gone for a battle damaged animatronic version is we believe it's different enough to have a second battle damage bust. If we did a T1, maybe a Tech Noir version we could do. Depends on what you, the collectors, think about that. There are some new licenses that we're picking up, but it's too early to say right now. We'll announce those a little bit later next year. If you have any friends, family that are collectors, share this live stream with them. Make sure they check it out. This is the last live stream we'll be doing for the Terminator, and then we'll be returning from 1/6 scale live stream tomorrow at around the same time. The gun does not open up. It can be easily taken off, put back on, but it can't open up. The ammo belt can also be added across the chest, and these will be made of polystone. So this could be displayed with or without, but the gun itself does not open up. Okay, so the audio is low. I'll try holding the mic. See if this is better. Let us know if the volume's a little bit higher. When the light's turned off, you can't tell that there is a lighting feature. It's not obvious at all, even if you get close. you can't see the lighting feature at all. It's only really noticeable when you turn it on. Yeah, that would be cool if we could show different poses for the gun. That was one of our original ideas, is that instead of the head moving, the arm would move, lifting the gun up and down, but we decided to go with head movement instead. Okay, thanks. Yeah, so this will be shipping in 2026 as well, so we've got some time to make some corrections maybe here and there, so we'll ask about the lighting in the different eye. It's probably doable, but we'll just need to check with the team. So if the motor gives out, what you need to do is contact our customer service if you bought directly from us. If you bought from one of our partners, contact our partners and we'll arrange for someone to take a look at it. The motor can be accessed from behind the bust and it can be fixed. So it's not something we're too worried about. So the alternative hand we'll look into and get back to you on that one. At the moment, that isn't finalised. This is how the bust will come, and the hand in the lava with the thumbs up is not a switch out, it's just an extra piece. So that could be displayed independently anywhere. So the 1-3 marble line, we don't have plans as of yet. It's something we can look into for sure again next year. We've had some conversation about that line. We did want to continue it, but it didn't make sense for us to renew the contract at that time, so we'll be looking at that again. Okay, thanks for the suggestion, Marco. Icon athletes, we do have plans for like an icon line. So for example, in our 1/6 in our figures we have Michael Jackson. We've done a Michael Jackson bust. We'll have a Bruce Lee 1/6 scale, 1/12 scale action figures. Muhammad Ali would be awesome. I'd personally be interested in that. So it is something we can look into. It just depends on what collectors are looking for. Maybe next year we'll do a little bit more market research. Of course, our brand name is Queen, so we would like to do something with Freddie Mercury at some point. That'd be awesome. I don't know in what format, but we are open to the idea of more icons, athletes, musicians, that kind of thing. Okay, so not too many people on the stream right now. If you've got any friends that are interested in this bust, let them know that we are live and we can get the questions answered as well. That would be a good chance now. Any shots you want to take a look at, let us know in the comments. Unfortunately, I'm not adding this one to my collection. If the company gives me a hefty discount, I can consider it, but I just don't have the space at the moment. Maybe if I can reserve one for later down the line. But if I was to choose a bust, this would be top of my list. I think as well, if it could be a good idea to do a Home Alone kind of thing, where if you leave the house for a holiday, just put Terminator at your bedroom window, staring out. Maybe people think that there's someone in the house, so it could double up as a anti-theft device. This is a global release, so it's available directly from Queen Studios on our website, and you can buy from around the world. So it is global licensed. Available US, Europe, Middle East, Africa, Southeast Asia, and Australia, New Zealand, APAC, all of the different countries it is available. So yeah, we will look at offering maintenance pieces to come with these busts, like gloves, makeup powder, that kind of stuff. Can you add more detail to what you mean by the electric current is auto? So the makeup powder, basically with silicone, over time silicone can have a little bit of moisture on top of it. So the makeup powder can just reduce some of that moisture on top. We do have a blog post and also a video on our YouTube channel that details more about how you can take care of your silicone collectibles to increase the lifespan, or not increase the lifespan, but reduce any wear and tear over time. So with silicone in particular, you want to keep it away from any sharp objects, too much heat. You can use like a hairdryer for any hair styling, but if you use a hairdryer, use a low heat setting. For any moisture that appears, you can just dab the top of the bust and add a little bit of the makeup powder, and that will just keep it looking less damp, so to speak. If you live in a high humidity area, make sure that you do invest in a dehumidifier. That will also help out a lot. Temperature's usually fine. The medical grade silicone, platinum silicone, can withstand really high temperatures and quite cold temperatures. It's often used in like food molds in the medical industry, so it's very stable material, so it will last a long time, and it's quite simple actually to take care of. Yep, that's right. They can look quite sweaty. That's probably the better terminology. So the makeup powder can help with that. But if you find a clean cloth and just dab it, or a makeup sponge, just dab and then add a tiny bit of the makeup powder. That will make it look less sweaty. Okay, thanks for the details. Yeah, it's not guaranteed to look sweaty, or you don't always need to use the makeup powder. It's just something that you can have in your collection just in case. Yeah, if you know anyone that's also interested in ordering the bust, just let us know. And let them know, and then they can join the stream and ask any questions they have. So the metal looking parts, this metal looking part here is polystone, and it has a more of a chrome effect. I think the criticism on our original bust is it looked less chrome. So no, the rocket launcher, or the gun, so to speak, doesn't open. With this kind of thing, you have to be very careful with shipping anything that looks like a weapon, so it can't be too real, so to speak. So this will ship most likely in a large flight case. So just think about if you haven't seen our flight cases, it's like what a roadie would take to like a music festival. It's on wheels, it has handles on the side, they're quite big, but it makes sure that the bus is protected because we really want to make sure that this arrives in good condition and in one piece. Yeah, like the Hulkbuster box, basically. Any way we can do landscape mode? Maybe we'll look into that soon. It's not easy to communicate with the guys on that one. We assume most people are watching on their phones, so that's why we've gone on this aspect. Yes, you can keep those boxes. Those boxes are yours. They're quite big and heavy. So this table actually here looks like a table. This is in fact the flight case. So it can double up as something to put the bust on. They're very strong. Yeah, you can turn the flight cases into a display unit itself, depending on where you display the bust. Yeah, if you've got any more questions, drop them in the comments and we'll try to answer. It could be about anything, not just the bust. And if you know anyone that's interested in ordering the T-800 or just interested, just share this stream with them. The more people that watch these streams, the more often we'll do it. We probably haven't been as active online as Queen Studios in the last year, so we're looking to get back on top of things, more involved in the community. So communication's two ways, so we also need you guys to help out. Yes, at the moment the thumbs up's lit up by DC power, but we could look into a USB option. That part we'll consider depending on what collectors are interested in. At the moment it's just a straight DC power. So there's no plans for Harley Quinn from the Suicide Squad at the moment. A few years ago, we did have some plans for Harley Quinn. For Queen Studios, the challenge we've got right now is just the market's a little bit soft compared to a few years ago. There's certain companies are or have been having difficulties. Some of our trusted retailers in different countries have also gone into some difficulties. So right now we're trying to focus on quality over quantity, which is how we started. So we've gone back to our roots basically. If Harley Quinn is something someone's interested in and we can do it in a statue or something that's unique, we will look at that. Dune figures is a possibility, high possibility. At the moment, we haven't settled any agreements, but it's something that we are looking into. So if it's something that you guys are interested in, any more Dune figures, then let us know and we'll consider that. Just head to our groups, put some suggestions down and we'll look into our line plans. I think I've covered most unique features on the bust. Yeah, the battle damage all of the head sculpt is pretty much been reworked from the bust from 2 years ago, so it's not a lazy copy and paste. It's taken a long time to design this bust. The torso is quite big, it really does capture Arnold's unique frame, and we've spent a lot of time on the damage to make it look as real as possible. The silicone is our softest silicone, but also it's very high quality, will last a long time. The hours, it should last, the motor is expected to last 50,000 hours, and the head movement will move for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, the motor will stop and return to its original position. This is to maintain the longevity of the motor. A 1.3 Spider-Man from the new movie, not at the moment. The Spider-Man from the new movie could be from Sony, so we can look into that for sure and see how it goes. We would love to add sound, but as soon as you add any sound or voice effects, which we've asked about, it becomes a licensing issue. So basically we haven't gone down that route for now. This can be shipped to the UK. We have shipped other collectibles. We did a Joker life-size bust with a police uniform, and he was carrying an M1 Grand or something like that, like a rifle, and we shipped that in 2 pieces to UK. We didn't have an issue. Usually shipping in a large flight case like this, we'd be shipping by sea. It's less likely to get held up. There shouldn't be any issues with replicas in this case because it's solid polystone. It's not like something that can be made into an actual real weapon. So shipping to the UK shouldn't be a problem, but double check before you ship. How's it going? It's going okay so far. I'm good. Let us know how you are in the comments. So it's Thanksgiving in America this week, so let us know if you've picked up any deals over the last few days. Don't forget that Cree Studios and InArt could be having some offers on our website as well. Game of Thrones in 1.6 is expected next year. Nothing other than 1.6 at the moment. So as you can see, after around 10 minutes, the mechanism does stop. This is to preserve the longevity of the mechanism, and it will return to its original position. If you do have any questions, let us know in the comments. Now's the best time to ask. It doesn't have to be just about the bust. The bust itself, other than what we've discussed, there's not too much to say really. It's probably one of the best busts we've ever made, and it is something quite unique for the market. So if the power goes while it's turning its head, it usually does return back to its original position. So if this release is successful, we will consider animatronics in other products. Other IPs, we're not sure. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So if you've got any ideas, let us know. To be honest, it could be, some people say they'd rather have a cheaper static version, but it's completely up to collectors. So It could be a case that in the future we have a
你们上
very
完厕所
limited
去楼
range
下
of
取下三
animatronic
三，
pieces,
他在
and
直播间
we
楼下在楼
have
下，
a
这个楼下。你上完厕所
static
去取。
version as well. We'll look into it. So if there's any particular IP that you're interested in, let us know. No plans for T1 in life-size bust, but we will have 1/6 scale T1 figures. I wouldn't try to manually turn the head when it's turned off. I didn't ask that question, but it could cause some damage. So generally, if you want to move the head, use the power source. At the moment, to turn the head movement and the eyes on, we do have 2 buttons on the base. We're looking into a remote control as well, so that is another option that we have.
到楼层1，在您右侧。
For the Marvel 1/3 line, not at the moment. We don't have any plans to renew right now. We did have a 1/3 scale Thor planned, and we did have a Scarlet Witch planned, but unfortunately we didn't move ahead with that. It's something that we will like to return to later. Maybe next year we'll start the negotiations again. Thanks, Marco. If any of you guys do have this on pre-order, let us know in the comments and let us know where you plan to display. Personally, I think in a bedroom window would be pretty cool, looking out over the street or the garden to intimidate the neighbours. But let us know where you think you'd like to display this bust. Awesome. Yeah, perfect companion piece. Don't forget we also have the T-1000, which would also go well together. Yeah, Thor was planned next in line, and we do have that sample in our office. We are looking at the Marvel contract again. We did pause it for about a year, so we'll look into that next year. No more plans for Elita right now. We're looking to get more global licenses where possible, so that's the reason why we don't have Elita. If we can't get a global license, we're holding off for the time being. Yeah, space is tight with these 1-to-1. Yeah, T-Rex would be cool, but then it could look a little bit like a museum, but we could look into that. If you have any other requests for animatronic busts or statues, let us know in the comments. If you or anyone you know is interested in the bust, also share this live stream. This is the last live stream we'll have for the T-800, and the next chance to see this could be a while away actually. We're hoping to head back to San Diego Comic-Con next year, and perhaps we'll bring the T-800 with us again. Other than that, we've got SGCC, Singapore Comic-Con next week. Unfortunately, we won't be taking the bust there. It's still something we're looking into, so this is your last chance. So If anyone's interested in this bust, just out of curiosity, share this live stream with them. For the stream itself, we'll probably go for another 10 to 15 minutes, see how things go. If there's not too many more new questions, we can wrap up. For a cheap version without animatronics or a static version, not really. As it stands, we did have a lot of questions on yesterday's live stream, so we'll make an announcement in the coming days if we will make a static version, but at the moment, no plans. For the jacket itself, it is genuine leather, so just treat it as you would with any type of leather. To be honest, adding oil or anything like that, usually that's because when you wear it outside, you get like the environmental like pollutants, there's rain and there's the skin contact against the leather, so that's why they usually recommend to use these treatments. So in a house, I'm not sure. If you do feel like it's changing a little bit, then you can use anything like that. It is going to be genuine leather, so there's nothing to worry about in terms of flaking or peeling that you get with pleather. Yeah, so the third would be the latest that we'll let you know in the static version. We'll look into that for sure. So the alternate hand, we'll make an announcement on that as well. At the moment, we have holding the grenade launcher, and then we've got the standalone thumbs up in lava. So that is independent of the bust. Comes with it, but you can move it anywhere. And then we have the ammo belt with removable grenades made of polystone, not real grenades, unfortunately. Yeah, genuine leather. So we did see some questions about the price tag on this one. Generally, if you're going to make a bust, you want to go for the best quality materials. You want to make sure it lasts a long time. It's important to us and our brand. So we've tried to price this as low as we can, but we've got genuine leather, internal mechanics, the extra hand, the ammo belt, the glasses, all these things. They add up, so we try to maintain our usual profit margin, so we're not making too much off this. We try to price as reasonable as we can. Well, the most compelling reason, really, there isn't really a reason for us to do another battle damage bust. Other than we can improve the lightness. The one that we did in 2018, 2019 was one of our first busts as a company. So it took a long time for us to consider, should we actually do another version of Arnold, what can we add? Basically, the animatronics is something new to our company, and we feel that it is a strong enough reason to come out again. If you're going to use animatronics on any collectible, surely the T-800 is the one you do it on, because he is a robot after all. So other than the mechanics, if you're a new collector and you don't have the other busts, that's a compelling reason. But this is a one-of-a-kind unique piece. There won't be many animatronic busts like this available to collectors, so that's what we were looking to create here. Avengers Doomsday, we would love to do something. At the moment, we don't have the license, but it's something we'll look at. Big Dog Pound 1, thank you for the support. The in-art Catwoman is something we've also been working on for a while. We showed an original prototype a year ago, and we had a lot of comments on that, so we worked really hard to improve and improve and improve. We also have a 1-to-1 Catwoman available, and also a 112. So we are coming to December in a few days' time. So let us know what your favourite collectible that we've released this year in the comments. We'd really like to hear what you think about how Queen Studios, how InArt has done this year, and what you want from us from next year. That's out of interest, just let us know in the comments. Yeah, full body 1-to-1 Arnold is something that we are considering, or a 1-to-1 endoskeleton. It's something that we're looking into. It depends on two things. One, is the license available? Two, is there a demand? And three, how does this go actually? So if this pre-order goes quite well, we'll look into the 1-to-1 statues, and then I think we've done everything we can for T2 in 1-to-1 scale after that. So these hopefully are going to become iconic collectibles for years to come and retain their value. And don't forget, this bust is limited. We'll only make so many. So once you've missed your chance to buy, you've missed your chance. The Godzilla would be awesome. That's a good suggestion, thank you. We will look into that as well. We'll probably go for another 5-10 minutes, so if you've got any more questions, you want to see anything else, just let us know. A 1/6 Harley Quinn is possible and doable, but it's not in our plans immediately. Maybe next year. Yeah, thank you for the support. Yeah, the InArt Legolas, we've had some really good feedback. The InArt Snake as well, so far, the feedback's been incredible as well. So this is the second live stream and the last live stream for the T-800. So after this one, we'll probably have a look at InArt tomorrow. So do return if you're an InArt collector as well. If you like this kind of format with the live stream questions and answers, let us know and we can look into doing more of these. Yeah, the Matrix, at the moment, there's no immediate plans for the Matrix in the next 3 to 6 months, maybe the latter half of 2026, you could see some Matrix from us. We'll see how things go. Yeah, we don't want to compare ourselves, but I think what we're doing is another level. And it's more accessible, like you can actually buy these, so thank you for the kind words. We do endeavour to make the most realistic lifelike collectibles we can. Yeah, so that's a good point. This year has been quite quiet for Queen Studios, and the reason why we've stacked our announcements and pre-orders towards the end of the year is because Wonder Festival in Shanghai is our biggest event, and a lot of people will come and see the statues, busts and figures, so that's why we've generally done it. For 2026 we will spread it out and become more active again in the community, so that is something we'll do next year. Also wider angles, landscape, that kind of thing we'll look into as well. For now we're going to stick with this angle just because the team think most people are going to be watching it on their phone, so any comments or feedback we'll also look into. Yeah, we'll be more active next year. We want to keep the communication two ways and be part of the community. Yeah, The Walking Dead is something that we've been working on for a while, and thanks for the support. Daryl Dixon does look incredible. We are hoping to get a sample to Norman Reedus as soon as possible. He's going to Tokyo next week, so hopefully we can get a sample to him so he can see it. We've been told that the actors have seen the figures and they're really impressed with them, so with more support we can do more of the Walking Dead line as well. Maybe Glenn, Michonne, you guys let us know what you think. Okay, so we'll probably go for another 5 more minutes. Any more questions, just let us know. It's quite a long stream, so thank you for staying with us. The Bruce Lee line is still work in progress. We should have, in my opinion, had an announcement this week because it was Bruce Lee's birthday this week, so we should have done something. Unfortunately, we didn't meet the timeline we wanted to, but we will definitely have something Bruce Lee related in 2026. For the Wonder Woman head sculpt, at the moment, nothing's been said. I think the people that have seen the Wonder Woman in person have been very impressed. There was some earlier photos that weren't as flattering that caused a little bit of an upset, so to speak, but generally, the people that have seen it in person are very happy with it. Yeah, the size and weight we'll share online as well. If it's not already on the website, we'll update that very soon. So we can go for a few more minutes. Any more questions, final questions, let us know. We've been streaming for over an hour now, maybe an hour and 20, something like that. So any final questions, let us know. This is your last chance to get them in. Great, thanks a lot. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow to look at some in-art figures, so spread the word. In-art will be live tomorrow and answering your questions, getting a close-up. We can display more figures, easier to display than a huge piece like this, so be back. No worries. Understood. As the fan base ages, yes, that's maybe true. Yeah, you just maybe you need 2 people to help assemble the bust, just to be on the safe side. It is on the heavy side generally. Great, thanks a lot for the support. Okay, so go for another 1 or 2 minutes. Any final questions, add them into the comments. Thanks for taking the time to join us on today's live stream. We will be back tomorrow. Yeah, always better to have someone help you assemble or attach the bust to the base. Just on the safe side. It is doable by yourself most of the time, but always better to have an extra pair of hands. Okay, so to recap, the bust itself is made from platinum silicone, or medical grade silicone as it's also known. We have the rooted hair, individually rooted, and prosthetic eyes. The eyes do come with the lighting feature, so it can be displayed with the lighting feature. We also have the sunglasses that can be added as well. The grenade launcher with the ammo belt, and we also have polystone grenades. On the left we have the independent thumbs up in lava. So the independent thumbs up can be displayed wherever you want, doesn't have to be with the bust. The bust should last for around, well, the mechanics should last for around 50,000 hours, and the movement will be around 10 minutes. And then after 10 minutes it will automatically stop and return to its original position. This is to preserve the longevity of the mechanism itself, so it isn't constantly moving. So a second arm on the Joker we can ask, but we've already taken a lot of pre-orders so far, so it's not likely we'll make the changes, but I'll ask about that. Yeah, thank you. The clean version is awesome too. The reason why we've gone for the battle damage this time is we believe it is different enough. It's something new and different, and something we've been working on. We're trying to push the boundaries in collecting, do something that other companies aren't doing. We know that there are animatronics out there, but so far as we've seen, nothing like this. Okay, any final questions? Let us know. Probably 1 more minute and then we'll call it a day. So thank you for joining us. So the replacement parts isn't something that we'll have, it's not something that we'll provide, but we will have a warranty. So if anything breaks, goes wrong, contact the store that you bought from. If it's say a few years down the line and they're not there, just contact us directly. If you ordered directly from us, contact us. The back will be able to open, so we can get in and repair the mechanics, so there's no problem on that side. We have spent 2 years developing this bust, so you will be able to have these issues resolved without damaging anything. No problem, thanks for taking the time. So the switching of the red eye, we'll look into for sure. It could have been an oversight. We'll bring that up with Oliver, the art director, and the team. Yep, so no problem on the questions. So we'll give it 1 more minute, I think. Take it another minute. If no more questions, I'd like to thank you all for joining the live stream. And then hopefully we'll see a lot of you guys tomorrow. thanks for the update on grenades. I'm not in the market to buy one now, but that is useful information for the future. $200 tax per grenade makes it an expensive thing to do, I suppose, but awesome knowledge. Okay, any final questions? Last chance. Okay, thank you guys for joining today's live stream. We will be back tomorrow at a similar time. We'll be showing some in-art collectibles, answering more of your questions. So share with friends, other collectors. And yeah, thanks again for joining the live stream. We'll see you later.